You go over to China, 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 China. You take China.
China.
China. I love them. China. 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 I have to have my China. China. China because China. 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 China.
You couldn't say that Donald Trump is a bad speaker because he's clearly doing some things right if he's able to get people to support him and vote for him. He's the president of the United States. He must be doing some things right. And he does some things really well when he speaks. But that doesn't mean he sounds smart. So in this video, I want to talk about some things that Donald Trump could do better if he wanted to sound smarter when he speaks, but I don't think that he does.
I call it extreme vetting. I call it extreme vetting. Now, the audience was the biggest ever, but this crowd was massive. Look how far back it goes. This crowd was massive. But when you look at this tremendous sea of love, I call it a sea of love, it's really something special.
Whenever I watch Donald Trump speak, one of the things that I notice is that he always repeats himself. He'll say the same thing again and again. And it's pretty obvious that he has no idea what he's about to say next. He has no idea. He's just making it up in the moment. And so when he's speaking, he goes back and says that while he's thinking, and then he's able to come up with the next point. Now, some people, when they're speaking like that, they'll say, while they're thinking. That's okay. My recommendation would be, instead of constantly repeating the same words, try a pause. Stop for a second. Let me see what I want to say. Look over there. And then say the next point. There's nothing wrong with doing that.
That is absolutely
wrong.
Proved over and over again.
Wrong. Wrong. It's wrong.
They were not.
And believe me, 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 they're going to recover much faster than they understand. Believe me, folks.
Donald Trump doesn't seem very smart, even if he is, because he uses only very simple words and uses those same simple words over and over again. There are many ways to say that something is big or great, but he often just says huge, great, sad, wrong.
Billions and 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 billions.
So instead of saying billions and billions and billions and billions and billions every time, maybe try to say quite a few, a great number, a great deal of, a huge number of, a whole host of, a significant number of.
And then they say, is Donald Trump an intellectual? Trust me, I'm like a smart person. I don't have to be told, I'm like a smart person. I went to an Ivy League school. I'm very highly educated. I know words. I have the best words.
So instead of saying that you're smart in a stupid way, like I have the best words, try saying that you're smart, if that's what you want to say, in a smart way. Instead of saying I have the best words, say, I think I'm pretty articulate. Most people would probably agree. Still sounds confident, still talking about yourself and saying something good about yourself, but it's in a way that sounds more articulate instead of just saying, I have the best words.
The thing that really bothers me, it would have been so easy, and it's not as important as these lives are. Nuclear is so powerful. My uncle explained that to me many, many years ago, the power, and that was 35 years ago. He would explain the power of what's going to happen, and he was right. Who would have thought? But when you look at what's going on with the 4 prisoners, now it used to be 3, now it's 4. But when it was 3, and even now, I would have said, it's all in the messenger. Fellas, and it is fellas because, they haven't figured that the women are smarter right now than the men, so, it's going to take them about another 150 years. But the Persians are great negotiators. The Iranians are great negotiators. So, and they just killed us. This is...
Donald Trump is really good at using a lot of words to say basically nothing. So he'll say something like, when you look at blah, 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 at this, and then he'll switch topics very quickly and change topics many times so that you have to really pay attention to what he's talking about. And even if you do, you might not be able to understand because the ideas are often completely unrelated. So if you want to express yourself well and make sure people understand you, don't try to talk more and just keep talking until eventually the ideas you want to say come out. Because not everybody has the patience to put all those pieces together and follow all of those disjointed ideas. It's better to choose the right words and say what you want to say, have a clear idea about what you want to communicate in your own mind first, and once you've said it, stop. So Donald Trump's speaking style is very special, and it's interesting. And if you want to keep talking when you don't have anything to say, or you want to get people excited and do something that's different, there's some good things to learn from Donald Trump. However, when you do speak like that, it doesn't make you sound intelligent. And if you don't sound intelligent when you speak, honestly, people don't really respect you. And if people don't respect you, then they're not going to actually listen to what you have to say, if you have anything to say at all. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. If you like this video, you might like other videos I've made too. So make sure you subscribe. It's the red button. Push the red button. If you really like the video, make sure to check out my Udemy page. I have some courses there that are really useful if you're improving your English. Of course, you can also look me up on WeChat if you want to chat on WeChat. When you look around at the world and you see all the things that are happening and the scandals and all the things that are going on with the big companies, Starbucks and the chicken scandal, and all of the things that are happening with the other big food companies, and it's just sad. My aunt was the girlfriend of the co-founder of Starbucks, and my aunt used to drive me around in her Lamborghini, probably the most beautiful Lamborghini you've ever seen. Lamborghini's red, beautiful, expensive, the best Lamborghini you've ever seen. And she had a dog, probably the biggest dog. And I used to train it. I was a dog trainer. I used to train my aunt's dog. She used to drive us around. We'd go to the park. I trained my dog, probably one of the best dog trainers you've ever seen. I wasn't that interested in it. But I didn't get interested in training dogs. But I was probably one of the best dog trainers. You could make that dog roll over and sit down and stand up. Probably the most beautiful dog you've ever seen. So we went to Starbucks. She would take me in sometimes. We would meet some of the employees, the top people there. We would meet the staff, of course, great people at Starbucks. Probably the best people, the best employees at Starbucks. Very polite, very good.